Hey Cancer, welcome into your reading, guys. This is a reading for you from the 1st of October until the next 2 weeks of this month of October 2021. Now, you see the cards on the table. It's because I shuffled through it and I got the cards, but as I was starting to do the reading, my throat just jammed, and I have a very bad throat at this point. So I'm not being able to continue talking for too long. It's hurting my throat. But even then, I'm trying to do the reading. So since I got all the cards out, I said, I'm just going to re-record this reading for you. And we'll see what's going on in your life. Okay. Now, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer, with Venus and Jupiter in your individual planetary position. We'll see what the cards and energies around you are talking at this point in time. Okay, so we start off your reading with the Ten of Cups. Now, this is your energy, Cancer. This is an energy that talks to me from your point of view, just because you are the Cancerian. This is talking to me about commitment, right? Happiness, material possession, joy, peace, contentment, but above all, the Ten of Cups for you is not just about joy, peace, happiness. It's about a commitment of bringing in joy. It's about a commitment of bringing in peace, happiness in your life. Because the thing about you, Cancer, is that if you commit to something or somebody or into some situation, you expect that commitment to be kept. So from your end, you do everything possible to keep that commitment, and the same is expected from the other situation, that you feel that the other person or other situation should be able to keep that commitment. Right? You're very focused on that. Excuse me. You're very focused on that for you, because this is a commitment from the heart, Ten of Cups. Right? This is a complete commitment to somebody or some situation, personal, professional, that comes from your heart. And if you say that you're going to do this for somebody that you love or you respect and you want to do it, you will do it no matter whatever happens in the world. That's your energy. And the same kind of energy that you have in regards to understanding a commitment in your life, you expect the other situation or the other person to have that same kind of structure in their commitment factor. Like, you expect people to keep their word. Because you don't make promises for the heck of making promises, Cancer. You make promises to keep the promises. Let me put it that way. Right? So if somebody in your life or some situation in your life does not meet up on that same level of commitment, you can be hurt. And you will be hurt. Right? Because you think that from your end, what you're thinking is that if I can go to that extent of doing or having that commitment met with, why can't somebody do that same for me? Your expectation towards that level of commitment, Cancer, is on that vibration from your end, right? You're not being able to accept or acknowledge the fact that somebody may not be as committed to a cause or a job or a situation as you probably are, right? And they can end up just not keeping their word. They might have told you, oh yeah, on Thursday or Friday, let's go for a party, let's go out with friends, let's go for a picnic, or let's do this, let's do that. And then nth moment, they either forget about it, or they just call you and say, hey, I'm sorry, I can make this happen because I've got something else that has come up, right? Now, in your situation, with that kind of a thing, Cancer, you immediately withdraw. You don't tell them on the face that you are not happy about it, maybe. You will probably conceal that disappointment, but internally you will be very hurt. The reason you'll be hurt is because you put yourself in that situation immediately and you're like, okay, so if I have made a commitment to somebody that on Friday at 5 o'clock we will go out, or we will do this, or we will do that, and I have, in spite of having a lot of work around me, I've still managed to squeeze in that time to keep that commitment factor for myself. So why couldn't the other person do something like that? Right? So your thinking is based upon your understanding of a commitment. Your thinking is based upon your understanding of what a promise means to you. So anybody who fails to meet your expectation on that same level of promise is not somebody that you can particularly have faith or trust in. Like, it comes to you very naturally. You know what I mean? You are like, okay, this person can ditch me anytime. This person says a lot, or this situation says a lot, but in the end, it's all out in the open, in the air. Right? Because of that one particular situation, maybe, that has happened with that particular person. The second time that same situation comes around, you feel iffy. You're not able to put your complete trust because you have internalized that broken promise or the broken commitment as a part of your grief, as a part of your own disappointment. You have accepted that as somebody who does not love you, does not care for you, does not want you, does not give you affection, and you feel disappointed. You feel hurt. You really feel hurt about the whole situation because you feel that you're neglected. You're ignored, that nobody is doing, like if you had been in that other person's shoes, you would have done the whole stuff because you have committed to that cause. You have said, yes, you are going to go at 5 o'clock, which means you will go at 5, not at 5:02. Right? So for you, it's very important that somebody you care for or somebody you want to move forward with, somebody whom you feel is suitable, or you love that person, you have that affection for that person or that situation, and yet you feel that, this person or that situation can do the same thing again, and I will feel hurt, and I will feel disappointed, and I will be, again, you have internalized that pain as a failure of that person or that situation's commitment towards your own situation, right? Now with this, you get the Temperance card. So here it is, the Angel of Love, right? The Temperance. So when the angel appears in the situation with the 10 of Cups, to me it is talking about the universe telling you that, yeah, it might have happened that you have been hurt, that you have been disappointed, that you have been ignored, you have been shrugged aside. But it's time for you to forgive and forget that and reconcile. Reconcile and think about it from a different perspective. It could be that the person has broken the commitment, has failed to keep that commitment, whatever that commitment could be. not just in love, could be just in your family situation, could be just in your work situation, could have failed to keep that commitment for you, which you totally internalized, have taken that as a part of your failure as well, that they have failed you because you believed and trusted somebody and they have given you back nothing in return, right? That is a failure. But here is the strength. Here is the deal, guys, that they're telling you that if such a situation has occurred, cancer, in your life, it's time for you to forgive and forget that person or that situation for having hurt you. You know, the fun is when you can have good management skills in yourself, cancer, to manage that situation well, right? Not getting angry, not throwing a fit, not having a temper tantrum, but having a good management skill, saying, okay, you have done this, I'm giving you another chance. Probably the next time you will work better with me or I will work better with you. Let's compromise. Let's harmonize the whole situation, because you could be the person who could be working well with somebody, but at the same time you also need good management skills, in order to forgive what that other person has failed to keep up with, where you could have been like, if I was in your place, I would have definitely done just the opposite. I would have kept that promise no matter what. I would have made sure I go, I do the work at the right time, I finish the job at the right time to make things work well. But here it is that you have failed, and I have been upset about the whole situation. But that's where the angel of love is saying that could be a possibility that such a thing has happened in any kind of situation in your life with anybody. But it's time. It's time to develop that good management skill, right? It's time to work well with other people. And that in turn, if you can do that, cancer will bring back a lot of balance and harmony in your own life. Forget about other people. It will bring back a sense of well-being in your own situation, because you will feel competent enough to realize that, oh yeah, I can manage such people, because not everybody is going to be equally trustworthy or good like I am. There are a lot of people, a lot of situations in life that happens. But if I keep holding on to the disappointment and not forgiving and forgetting the past, not reconciling with whatever happened before, it will only jeopardize my own well-being, right? So here is the deal, guys, that they're telling you people's skill is very important. A good management skill. It will make you feel happy, guys, right? It will make you feel happy. Because then what happens is you can learn to work with people. There will be a lot of ideas that comes around, a lot of things that work in your favor, right? And you can churn those ideas with people. But if you are very strict about the fact that, oh, no, I can't, because that person at one particular time, on one particular date, in one particular year, had not kept that promise, and you bring back that entire thing from that one particular year into the present time, that's not going to help you, Cancer. That's not going to help you balance any situation, even yourself. So somewhere you have to let go of the past and see what is the new management skill. It's a management skill, working with people, right? Learning to be harmoniously cooperative. Not everything is going to work in your favor. Not every promise that the other person makes will be kept. Please understand that, right? So somewhere you have to learn to say to yourself that, okay, not everybody is like me or will be like me, but somewhere I have to also develop that skill where I can balance and formulate my own new ideas and strength in order to compromise with people and situations who otherwise may be totally different than me, right? I expect, like I said, I expect full commitment and dedication from somebody in my life. For example, I have given a project, a work to somebody, for example, guys, okay? And that person could be an interior decorator or interior designer, and I had full faith and trust on that person, and I have given that person the complete authority to take care of the project. But in the end, after a few months, I discovered that the person has not been able to meet my expectation and has betrayed my trust that I had on that person. So immediately what has happened is that I pulled myself back from that situation, right? And I've told myself, okay, I'm not going to work with that person anymore. Now, consider the fact that there is somebody else in that person's position who comes, a new person comes in that project. The old person is gone. The person who has betrayed you has left you or has left the company. And there is a new team that is working with you. So now here is the deal that you have to again start reworking with a new team or with a new person to formulate new ideas and to reconcile on the past situation that could have been very disappointing to you, and start to work on new ideas and new formulations of new ideas and new theories in life that will bring back your whole balance and allow you to make good management skills happen. How you manage people, how you manage your disappointment, guys. Very important. How you manage your disappointment in life. Ask yourself. When you are very disappointed, do you throw that disappointment and let go of that and never see that person again or never see that situation? Or are you able to compromise with that disappointment and rework on yourself to forgive and forget and reconcile with the past, to rework on a new situation with new ideas in order to compromise and harmonize your own internal energy that makes you feel better? You know what I mean? So it's very important in here. Compromise, right? Compromise is important to secure cooperation from any situation in life. So until you can compromise with something that has caused you a lot of hurt, grief, bitter disappointment, whatever, you have to learn to compromise with that situation, manage people effectively, have the good management skill in order to bring back a balance, in your own life, and experience and synthesize new work experience, new work ideas. And you can do that, guys, is only when you learn, excuse me, when you learn to cope with your internal grief or disappointment. Because, like I said, you believe in promises. You love people who keep their words. You get very upset with people who go just on the opposite direction. You get very upset with people who don't keep their words, who go against your thinking process of happiness, right? But here is that management skill. If that's a situation that has happened or has been happening, you have to learn to reconcile. You have to learn to rework with your energy, to compromise on that situation and say, okay, fair enough. Let's redo the whole thing as a new team. Let's reset new formulas. Let's re-synthesize new ideas, right? And that will help you to balance your own energy beautifully and allow you to work with people who may not be exactly like who you think they are, or who you have believed could be that, or you have had that faith or trust in that person, and then all of a sudden you're awake, you're in a rude awakening or rude shock, and you're like, oh, I trusted that person completely, and look what has happened. And that throws you off balance, Cancer. So you need to be in balance. You need to be in your own energy so well, so much, that nothing should upset you, and that you should be able to work in accordance with your own ideas and formulate new strategies that helps to compromise with the old situation as well. Yes, it is disappointing. Yes, it is not a good thing to happen. I agree. But then life is not always, you know, life is not always very straightforward. There are turns and twists in our everyday energy. So we have to learn to be flexible within ourselves, Cancer, in order to accept the turn and twist of energies in our own everyday life, right? And that's where the Seven of Pentacle is in the reverse, okay, which is talking about a situation. Hold on, guys. Which is talking about a situation, that you might have taken a huge financial risk in life, but you could not possibly gain much from that situation, right? There could have you some of you guys could be having a loan default. You could have borrowed a lot of money and you have not been able to pay that back, right? And there could be a lot of anxiety that could be mounting over that debt. Oh, how am I going to pay that money? What is going to happen? Right? What is going to happen? What am I thinking? What am I going to do? Some of you could be feeling financially a bit threatened as well at this point in time. Right? So, because what I'm feeling is that some of you guys could have taken actions without thinking much over your finances, right? And now it is coming to a point where you clearly are getting a little bit upset over your investments. Whatever investments you have had before is probably not fetching you the right result. So, in that situation, you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable for some of you. You could be feeling a little bit more anxious about your finances at this point in time because, like I said, like there could be a situation where you might have trusted something or somebody, but that did not really work, right? That did not really work. So you could be feeling that anxiety over that situation way too much because you are like, oh, I have invested so much of money there, or I had taken so much of additional loan towards a car, a house, or whatever, and now I'm finding it difficult to pay it all back because I invested in a place where I thought the return would be great, but the return has been really peanuts. That kind of a situation is it's making you feel a little bit anxious within you, right? But here they are saying that you don't have to feel that way, Cancer. Even if you are feeling that way, it's a temporary part. That feeling could be there a little while longer, maybe, where you could be feeling a little bit anxious over situations in your life, more so financially. I'm getting, right? More so financially. For some, it could be also that you have overextended your credit limit for some. A lot of things like that which concerns your financial problems in life. But here they're saying that you don't have to get worried about it. Lift those restrictions, because there will be situations like that. But careful planning careful planning is required for your long term goal. So you could be possibly looking at a short term goal and you could be feeling disappointed at this moment, Cancer. But here they are saying it's okay. Whatever has happened, whatever you thought is going to fetch you back your result, has not really been able to give you back that money. That's fine. But now start working towards a long term goal, a long term project. Okay, think carefully, plan carefully, right? As you think and plan carefully, there is every possibility of you getting into a new business opportunity, into doing or starting something new in your life again. So, if you have failed in a previous project, for some of you where you might have invested in, whatever, material, business, home, situation, if you could have possibly not really gathered your returns from there, it's fine. But moving forward, now, from now on, guys, plan yourself carefully, because somewhere this also could be a learning lesson in your life that you have learned from. This could have happened a little while before. For some, it could have happened a little, maybe a year before, whatever that situation where you have gone through that period of understanding that, things like that can really go wrong. You might have taken precautions about your goals in life, but maybe not to that extent. So, somewhere you could have also come to terms and understanding of your own realization, or you will be coming to terms and understanding that from now on you have to move with a lot of careful planning, where you have to just just don't walk into a situation, anticipate difficulties first, think about it very, like, okay, if I start a business or if I do something, what could be the obstacles? So plan on the obstacles, look at the obstacles very realistically. Don't just think, oh, it'll be a cakewalk, I can do, because you have already gone through that experience, where you might have had that kind of situation where you could have said, like, oh, this is a cakewalk, I can do this, right? And you have not worked through your obstacles or difficulties, and that's when you got stuck, right? Because you did not anticipate. You thought everything that you could touch will turn into gold, but that did not happen. So, from now on, moving forward, Cancer, it's very important for you to do a good financial planning. Anticipate difficulties, anticipate obstacles, and work according to that. Don't just think, oh, it's going to be a cakewalk and I can do everything, right? No. If you look at obstacles, understand what obstacles can come before you, visualize them, right? Visualize the obstacles, and that's when you will visualize how to get over that obstacle. What will you do? A plan A, a plan B. A plan A comes with these kind of obstacles. A plan B would be, how do you remove that obstacles and move on to the longer project or the long term goal? The plan C would be, okay, if plan B fails, plan C would come up with some new ideas that you have to move forward. But you have to understand that whatever you're moving forward with or to, Cancer, you this time around, please plan yourself well financially, right? Give yourself a lot of room to understand what obstacles, what problems can come before you, and if they come, what is that you can do, right? Some of you could possibly may be in touch with a lot of people, but develop your contact network that gives you or brings you more information towards a goal that probably all this probably you haven't done before. You might have just walked into a situation and then you got tremendously hurt because what you expected and had trusted did not really materialize in your case. So that's where they're saying it's okay. Learn to forgive, compromise on that situation. Have that management skill in yourself. Learn to formulate new ideas. Bring back that harmony and balance in yourself because of that past experience you have had. And now, what can you do in order to correct yourself from that past experience to move forward? What are the things you have learned? What are the lessons you have learned, and what are the corrections that now needs to be done in order to move forward? So work on that. Work on that leadership skill, right? Carefully weigh your pros and cons. Weigh the risk you have. Because you could have not weighed the risk before. You might have just trusted something or some situation, could have put in a lot of money, and then at the end of the day, you found that what you got back as a return from that kind of an investment was peanuts. So we don't need a situation like that to be repeated ever again, as far as you are concerned, Cancer. So this time around, guys, you have to be very careful, because some of you guys could have exceptional visionary skills. You could be thinking a long-term situation for yourself, right? Because could be recovering from, in order to recover from a kind of a problem that you have been going through with regards to money. So you could be thinking long term as to how you can correct that situation in order to bring back that flow of input and financial gain back into your life once again. So you have to be very, very observant, talk to people, have a good network of people as you develop your skills, your visions, but carefully weigh through the pros and cons before you take or make a judgment call in here. Because that is where the Five of Swords is. That is where you're feeling that lack of security in yourself. Because, of this situation where you're feeling that somebody has let you down, or some situation has completely let you down with the Five of Swords, right? It's an experience that you have had. And therefore, this time around, guys, you're feeling a little bit, what's the word looking for? You're feeling a little bit iffy about the situation, because you're not being able to trust that situation, because it could be a situation that has a lot of monetary factor associated with it, right? So around this point in time, you are kind of, you're putting yourself first. Like, you're thinking that if you don't look after yourself going forward, and if such situations happen, people deceive you and you're being deceived, you will not be able to work with that. So you're feeling that kind of an energy. You have learned from this hardship that this is the time that you have to look after yourself. It's important, right? Because the thing is, if you get into any kind of conflict or any kind of hostility, it's not going to help you, Cancer. It's not going to help you, and outcome will be unfair. But at the same time, that somebody could have deceived you, somebody could have cheated you, somebody could have given you promises, not kept the promises, somebody could have made big returns of investment appear like a cakewalk in front of you. But when you actually came in terms or contact with the actual reality of that return, you found it was nothing but peanuts. Right? So you could be feeling angry about that situation. You could be feeling angry, you could be feeling disappointed over that return or that investment or that situation. But at the same time, you also know that you have to look after yourself, because if you have a temper tantrum or if you throw a fit, you will not be able to work with your energy. You need to compromise, right? Somewhere you have to choose uh, to look after your own self, how to balance your own energy, how to keep yourself logically in balance as well, right? In order to have that good people management skills. Because what I'm getting is there could be situations with people around you who have fairly disappointed your disappointed you in your life. So now you're kind of, on the watch all the time. You know, because you could be watching out for situations or people with immoral conduct and bad behavioral pattern as well, and you don't want to associate yourself with those kind of people anymore, because you know that those kind of people will not bring uh, happiness in your life. So but at the same time, you also know that you have to look out for your own self, right? You don't want to get into fight, you don't want to get into any argument, you don't want to have clashes with people, being hostile over situations. So but you know that, whatever that you had expected as an outcome from this situation has been very unfair. Very unfair. You haven't got that. You really haven't got that. And that's where the King of Pentacle appears, right? That's where the King of Pentacle appears. It's a learning lesson with this five. Somewhere, Cancer, you could be having Earth in your chart, or there is some contact of Earth sign in your life, right? This is a learning lesson about money, more so, right? About money, where you're learning that in life it is important to put yourself first in the line of duty, you know, in the line of duty, because you could be doing a lot for people. You could have done a lot for people, but you did not. I mean, you expected a fair share of returns. You haven't got that. So now is the time that your learning lesson is coming to an end, where you're coming to your understanding that it's necessary to look after your own self need. Because you're disappointed, you have gone through the disappointment, right? You have gone through the disappointment that whatever commitment, whatever understanding, whatever that situation you had invested your time, money, and energy in yielded nothing but bad fruits of labor. So now is the time you're becoming conscious, Cancer. You're becoming very conscious of your own self preservation energy, where you're learning to understand that you have to look after your own stability in life. It's very important, right? Because people can come to you talking very smooth, talking very nicely, telling you, making you promises to give generously, doing a lot of things here and there, right? Somebody who is showing their luxury lifestyle to you, right, is a smooth talker. You have to be careful of those people as well, because you have to look after your own stability in your life. So you have to be very cautious with this learning lesson. You have to be very cautious of such people or such characters in your life who can kind of bring you a lot of promises, give you a lot of promises, and yet do not keep their word. right? Could be an investment broker for some of you. Seems very sophisticated, but at the same time, with the Three of Wands and the King of Pentacle, it is important to keep in touch with such people, to gather more information, because these are the kind of energies that people have when they have money in their pocket, when they have a lot of stability, how they look after their own needs, right? What do they do to bring more money in their pocket, to bring more stability in their life? How much of risk they take? What kind of risk you need to take now in order to bring back that stability, right? That's also important, because that will be your management skill. That will be your people's management skill here. So if those kind of people you have been avoiding or you are on guard, yes, you have to be on guard, but at the same time, that energy of those kind of people can also give you a lot of knowledge about moving forward and how you move forward in your life in the material world. Very important, Cancer, right? So you have to also be in touch with that kind of an energy for your own purpose. You learn a lot from this energy. You will, if that kind of an energy is existing. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy in your life. If that kind of an energy is existing, you will also learn a lot of knowledge. You will also learn a lot of things from that energy, because this energy is very smooth talking energy. Somebody who has a lot of confidence, money, right? But you could be on guard. Don't invest your money just because this person comes and tells you, gives you, 3-hour long lecture on making money, investment, returns. Could be a banker, right? Could be a broker, an agent, can be any of those. Can be a person who is also a builder, building new homes, learning from them, right? But who is a smooth talker, can sell things just like this, under the tip of your nose. So you have to be cautious of those kind of people, Cancer, but at the same time, you will also have to learn from this energy here. There is a lot of learning from this energy, that you could possibly be in contact with. How to weigh your pros and cons. What do this person do? What kind of leadership quality this person has, or this energy has. So you have a lot of learning that you can possibly gain from an experience. So don't shrug them off, but be on guard. Be on guard, because you already have a previous experience here of losing your money. So be on guard when you're now coming to the terms of reinvesting in something in your life. You have to be on guard, but at the same time, you have a lot of knowledge that this situation or this energy can provide to you towards your own management skill, working with people as well. Okay. Now we have the King of Cups in here, right? We have all the three kings out today. The King of Cups being emotionally balanced. So while you're developing this knowledge, you also develop knowledge about your own emotions, your own fundamental stability of your own emotions, right? What kind of advice you take, how you give advices to people, keeping your emotions in check. Definitely you have a lot of learning, right? Trust and trust is the issue with the King of Cups, right? So there is a lot of kings out here, so which tells me that you probably will be learning a lot around this portion in time, Cancer. Be prepared to learn. Don't judge people right away, but be open to learning at this point from different experiences, different energies that will help you to settle back your own energy, right? Because with the page of sword, there is a lot of learning. You could be an observation of somebody who could be like you, or somebody who is, very intelligent, smooth talker, younger to you, you know, being intellectually smart with your emotions as well, being intelligent, confident, being responsible with regards to their trust. So you have a lot of learning, lot of observation that you could be going through around this period in time, Cancer. That's why they are telling you, don't judge anything right away. Keep your options open, right? You could be coming in contact with designers, artists, builders, manufacturers who work with their hands. So it's time for you to listen to their advice, Cancer, so that you can be emotionally balanced in your understanding how to work with people, what kind of things that you need to gather around you as a part of your learning knowledge, because there is a lot of learning understanding around this portion in time, because somewhere you could be coming to your understanding that you probably know a lot, but you don't know the whole thing. So there could be a lot of learning, because learning is your growth. As you learn, you grow. As you learn, you enhance yourself. If you tell yourself that you know everything and that you don't need to learn anything more, you're wrong. You're wrong, Cancer. So in order for you to continue growing, you need to continuously keep learning from different segment of the society, not just from one person or two people, right? With the with the page of sword and the king of sword. So intellectual sharpness of the mind, how people work, how they take decisions, how they strategize their actions. Could be an artist, could be a builder, somebody who has their skills with their hands, how they strategize that part of the story. Very intellectual, very analytical, very sharp in their mind, right? And that is going to help you in your own understanding of your own emotional balance. How you emotionally balance your emotions as well as your intellect. You need both. So you have a lot of learning that you could be possibly doing around this portion in time, Cancer. From, like I said, from different set of people. How people speak, have high moral standards, being articulate, being intelligent, very sharp, analytical, right? Calculative, quick decisions, quick understanding, quick thinking. Quick thinking, yeah. So therefore, you have to pay attention around this portion in time, Cancer. You definitely have to pay a lot of attention around this portion, because you have a lot of learning. So don't be in that energy where you could have been that, oh, I have been defeated. I don't have, somebody has brutally backstabbed me. So I have to be very cautious and keep my logic and rational closed, guard and wean people off. You can be on guard, but don't wean people off, because now is the time to learn from people. Now is the time to get that energy from people, to understand how all these kings work with their energy. So you could be in touch with people who have already mastered this kind of an energy. They are the masters. So you could have been learning a lot of things from these different masters in your life that you are in contact with around this portion in time, right? So pay attention, because they have already mastered the situation. in the King of Swords, the King of Cups, or the King of Pentacles. They are already the master of the whole thing. So you have a lot of regards for those people, but you also have to learn from them. There is a lot of learning that you need to acquire as you become the master of your own situation in life. Cancer, okay? The bottom is the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, see? You had been stuck. You had been stuck, and this is the death. There is a change that is walking into your life, bringing you new things back once again from an old situation. So you have to keep your mind open as this change is progressively moving forward in your life. In your life, where you have learned a lesson as well. Your understanding is becoming clear. You're gathering back your self confidence because you're in touch with a lot of masters around you at this point. A lot of goodness around you. So keep your options, keep your head open, keep your emotions open, right? To change this is a metamorphosis that is happening or is in the process of happening in your life. And its metamorphosis never happens alone, Cancer. It happens with energies around you. That's where you learn new things, you pick up new things, you understand new situations, and you change yourself, right? You pick up the best from different parts of the world, different cultures, different races, different people, different skill sets. And that's when you change your own situation, because then you realize that you have a lot of learning, lot of growth, lot of development that is happening because of these masters around you who have already mastered their own situation in their own way, right? And you are the lucky one who is getting hold of these masters and learning different things from different places and different situations and different people in order to become your own master, right? Your own master. So therefore, keep this in mind, Cancer. It's a beautiful set of energies. Look into it, think positively, work positively, look into things positively, and you will get the positive result. Enjoy this reading, guys. Until I see you once again, till then, goodbye. God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.